don't normally go live during the week, but I wanted to share something with y'all while I had an opportunity. My son Logan is out practicing baseball right now, so I'm sitting in the car waiting for him, and I thought I would come to y'all and just share my Shaklee story and why I'm so passionate about this and why I make sure to do a Let's Chat every week with y'all. My story actually started before I was even born. My dad had started, as I just found out from my mom, my dad started his Shaklee business 45 years ago. And so then my mother was on Shaklee when she was pregnant with me. Excuse me. They mixed in Liquid, which is still around today, in with my formula, and I've been on Shaklee ever since. Fast forward now to 1994, and part of my story is actually my dad's story, because my dad was diagnosed with chronic myeloid leukemia, or CML. The particular strand that he has still has no cure, so they consider my dad to be in what's called permanent remission. But watching my dad use Shaklee and battle cancer was not like any story I had ever seen before. He now actually has retired 2 doctors and is on his 3rd, or has retired 3 doctors and on his 4th. I really don't know. I'll have to ask my mom the next time I talk to her. And my dad is my Superman, and I know that might sound cliche, but my dad has shown results using Shaklee that cannot be explained without Shaklee. Like I told you, he's retired 2 or 3 doctors and is on his 3rd or 4th. When my dad was first diagnosed with leukemia, he was taking what's now called Shaklee Vitalizer. He was also taking protein, physique, and liver DTX, and or liver detox, if that's what you prefer. And the doctors simply told my dad, "Mr. McMillan, we don't know what you're doing, but we have never seen results like this. So whatever you're doing, just keep doing it." And so fast forward to what was it? 2002? See, I know it by school years, so it would have been 2002, 2003 school year. And I get a call saying that my dad is in permanent remission. He's gone back to the doctor several times just to do blood work, make sure everything is okay. And he's still, the number of bad blood cells in my dad's system is so low that even if you round up, he's still sitting at 0. And so that is a big reason why my dad and I are so passionate about sharing Shaklee, because that's our way of paying it forward with as much as Shaklee has done for me and my family. And so like I told you, my dad's story is actually part of my story, because I got to watch all this and I got to see real results happen with my dad while he's using Shaklee. Today, my dad is 70 years old and has beaten 3 different forms of cancer, all of which should have killed him, and yet because of Shaklee, he is cured for 2 of them. He still uses those same products today. They're still around. They've changed a little bit, but they've only gotten better, and they're all still natural. And so he uses those products on a daily basis. I use most of them. And I share these stories with my friends and family. I share these results. I'm not a sales guy. I don't sell. I market results. I help people feel healthier and live younger longer. That's not just a tagline. That is real stories. These are real things happening to people. Years ago, while my dad was in the middle of all his leukemia, we worked out a detox program that, if somebody were willing to try it, could potentially get rid of MS and any other autoimmune disease. Okay, now let me tell you right here, I'm not a doctor. I'm not going to tell you not to go see a doctor. I'm not going to tell you that Shaklee is a cure. It's not. It helps. Okay? So you guys hear me getting louder while I talk. It's because I'm so passionate about sharing this with y'all, because I've seen in real time the power of Shaklee, and it is absolutely amazing to me, and something that I'm very proud to share. And so I wanted to come to y'all for a minute and just share with y'all my story. And then of course, fast forward to 2008, I get married to my beautiful wife Corey, and shortly thereafter she's pregnant with our first son Logan. And so I immediately start my wife on what's now called Vitalizer Women, because it had at the time they had just revamped it, and Vitalizer Women now comes packed with all the prenatal and postnatal vitamins that a woman needs during pregnancy. That doesn't mean you have to stop taking them, but she took those vitamins, and we have two very healthy boys. But in 2008, while she's in the middle of all her vitamins and trying to get acclimated to being pregnant, she was 16 weeks along, and her father passed away. And he was a great man. It was very sad when this happened, but I didn't think twice, and I immediately put my wife on mood lift and stress relief complex, because that type of situation could have killed our son Logan at the time. Stress on a pregnant woman is never a good thing, but now amplify that with the death of a family member, and there's no telling what would have happened. That's how much I trust Shaklee. We know that Shaklee is safe even for pregnant women, because this is what happened. And so now my son, he's 8 years old. He's out here playing baseball. He's in the gifted and talented program. He loves school. He loves to read. He is just an amazing kid. Now fast forward even more, and we come back to me. For those of you that don't know, stress can actually be a very fatal thing to have to deal with. And there are all forms of stress that come into our system caused by outside influences, whether that's work or your marriage, your kids, your finances, whatever it may be. Those stresses can have a very negative impact on your overall health. So, sure enough, that's exactly what happened to me. And I guess it's been 2 years? 2 years ago, I knew that something was wrong. I didn't feel right. I couldn't focus on my job. I couldn't see straight. My chest was killing me. I felt miserable. So I go to the nurse, expecting her to tell me that my blood pressure had shot through the roof. Now, at the time, before I lost a bunch of weight, my normal blood pressure was 130, between 130 and 136 over whatever's normal. Okay, that was me. That particular day, I expected it to be upwards of 200. I really didn't know what to expect. What I didn't expect was for her to tell me, for the nurse to tell me, that my blood pressure tanked to 98 over 71. And she flat tells me to get out of her building. That she'll deal with my boss, just go somewhere to get my stress levels back under control. My wife immediately has me order another bottle of stress relief complex, and I've been taking at least one every day for the last 2 or 3 years. And my stress levels have not only been manageable, but there's been virtually no stress at all. Now, we're going to switch back over to my son and my wife. Fast forward again, and my son is in school. My son Logan, he is in school, and he is getting sick nearly every day just being in that environment. So I immediately start him on Shaklee's chewable vitamins for kids, and very rarely has that kid ever missed a day from being sick, which of course, is the power of Shaklee. My wife now gets pregnant with our second son, and of course, he's 6 months along, and he's a happy little kid. I'm sure y'all have seen him on a couple of my videos, and he's in daycare, so he's getting all that stuff too. So I started him when he was about 6 months old. I started him on Shaklee, the very same thing that my parents started me on when I was a baby. And my son has definitely shown signs of his health, his overall health improving because of Shaklee. So I could tell you all day long about stories about me and my family and what Shaklee has done, but you know what? That's why I do it, is because my story isn't just my story. It involves everybody that I come in contact with, everybody that I consider a friend or a family member that uses Shaklee. I share their stories with y'all too. Case in point, I've got a friend of mine. She's a teacher at the school I'm based at, and her stress levels get so high that they become dangerous for her. And so she asks me if she can try the stress relief complex. What am I going to do? Say no? Of course not. I told her to go and do it, but I find out that she's actually allergic to one of the ingredients that's in the stress relief complex, actually an amino acid called L-theanine. Very rare for somebody to be allergic to an amino acid, but she is. So she asked her doctor if this would be safe for her to take. Her doctor flat told her if she can handle it, she can take it. Today, she's on her third or fourth bottle this year alone, and takes upwards of 2 or 3 a day, depending on her stress levels. That is the power of Shaklee. People see real results when they use Shaklee. That is, so my Shaklee story is not just my story. It's my experiences and what Shaklee can do for others that I try to help. What Shaklee has done for me and my family, that is our why. We want to pass this on to other people. We want to pay this forward because of what Shaklee has done for us, and it has been absolutely amazing. So with that, we're going to close out for the night. Well, no, I say for the night. I've got some research to do and might actually even do another video. So I hope y'all have a great evening. If in fact this is the last time I come to y'all, y'all have a great one. We'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Y'all take care.